things that I'm seeing out of Tua Tagovailoa, I am a little impressed. I'm not always impressed with Mr. 1, 2, 3. Y'all know I call him Mr. 1, 2, 3. He get that ball out as it is designed to do. But I'm not usually impressed with Tua Tagovailoa, but tonight I am. So let's get into it. Tua Tagovailoa. Relationship with Tyreek Hill is still a work in progress. Like I said, I heard some news, and I see Tua is turning a new leaf and being more of a leader. Speaking up more for the Miami Dolphins as the quarterback of the team. But is it too late already? Is it too late for the Dolphins already for Tua to try to insert himself as the leader of the team?
Somebody got to be the leader.
But is it too late? It's hard. It's hard for a team to be worth anything if the quarterback isn't leading the team. And Tua needs to make sure this energy we're going to talk about translate from the start of training camp to the beginning of the season that he is giving Tyreek Hill, right? Tyreek Hill showed a lot of frustration after not making it to the playoffs and being pulled out of the game. The last game of the season last season. Now, let's listen to Tua and hear what he has to say, inserting himself as the leader of the Miami Dolphins. I don't know, Tua. Hey, you keep acting like this, man. You might make me a Miami Dolphins fan. I never thought it would be possible. You keep acting like this, you might turn me, you might convince me to go on over. So let's take Tua out.
More vulnerability with Tyreek. He's conversating a lot more with the guys, not just about football, but about things off the field. Being vulnerable with some of the things that, people know about his personal life and things of that nature. And I think that's the first step to him building true relationships and a real connection with a lot of the guys in there. Everyone knows what he can do on the field. Everyone respects what he can do on the field. But I think, he's still trying to figure things out for himself as well. Kind of the man he wants to be. And, he's not too young. Like, everybody makes mistakes. It's just some people, they're in the spotlight, and their deals get pushed out more than some others. So, just got to cut him some grace. I mean, that's our teammate. We love him, but as a person, if you get to know him, I think you'd love him too.
Tua, you talked about Tyreek and relationships. After what he said last year, at the end of the year, did you guys have to rebuild your relationship together?
Sure. I would say we're still continuing to do that. But it's not just with me. It's with a lot of the guys. I'm not the only one that heard that. You guys aren't the only people that heard that. A lot of people that follow football, that follow the Miami Dolphins, that follow Tyreek, that are fans of his. Everyone has seen that. So when you say something like that, you don't just come back from that with, hey, my bad. You got to work that relationship up. You got to build everything up again. And yeah, it's still a work in progress, not just for me, but for everybody. But like I said, he's working on himself. He's working on the things that he says he wants to get better with and do better on. So that's the first step to me, and so I commend him for doing that.
Sounds like Tua isn't going for any of Tyreek Hill's shenanigans no more. Sounds like he don't care if Tyreek Hill stays or he goes. You can leave or you can act right as a Miami Dolphin. That's what I'm saying, man. Tua sounds like he understands what it takes to be a champion. Now, I don't know what is going on with Tua. And he is ready to be the authoritarian for the Miami Dolphins, man. Tua, you almost got me hyped, man. You get me hyped.
Man, we got some Dolphin fans.
Huh?
Some of the Dolphins fans in the chat saying he got to go.
I don't know, man. I'm speaking from experience. I'm letting you know, as an NFL player, being around tons of talent, tons of greats, and things like that. this is the right type of energy that Tua is putting out right here. Tua, keep this energy. And Tua is letting it be known, man. This is his team. At the same time, he is showing Tyreek Hill, no one man is never bigger than the program. If y'all ain't reading between the lines, he is politely telling Tyreek Hill off. You know, he don't cuss people out like we do. You got to tell him off in the Tua Tagovailoa way. You know what I mean? If y'all don't remember, man, Tyreek Hill, he spoke negatively, right, about the Dolphins during the offseason, specifically after the last game of the season. And you can never take those comments back. The one thing about it, you can never take those comments back. And his teammates heard him loud and clear, like Tua said. And Tua specifically heard him loud and clear. And basically is calling Tyreek out, demanding him to be a better teammate and a leader. And Tua is absolutely correct, y'all. Tua is absolutely correct by holding Tyreek Hill accountable for his actions and expecting a better version out of Tyreek Hill. Is Tyreek Hill going to step up to the plate and accept that challenge? Or will Tyreek Hill still remain the entitled, arrogant, it's all about me receiver that he has always been, you know?
Yeah, I think for now,
that's the typical receiver mentality. I can't even, you know, you got an agent, Antonio Browns, Tyreek Hills, you know, that's the typical.
Yeah, I think for now, the off season going into the regular season, I think it's gonna be like getting better and better and better. But as soon as in the game time situation it don't go right, snap right back.
That's how it goes.
You know what I mean? Right now, you in training camp building like that family bond, man, going to war with each other and all that stuff. But as soon as game time situation, I'm wide open down the field, and I don't get the ball.
Right.
No, I need to get out of here. I need to go.
Yeah, man. When you feel like you the superstar on the team and you have all the leverage, ain't no telling what be going on in certain individual minds. But one thing I will speak about, right, and we'll talk about is after players get paid, or when a team makes a big trade for a player, then compensates that player, we understand who holds the leverage with the guaranteed money. You understand? We get the guaranteed money in our contract, and we feel entitled, and we feel we have the leverage. It's on us to show the integrity, the respect, and be the leader for the team that just paid us millions of dollars, something we've been dreaming about our whole life, right? And yes, we do make ourselves become the victim some type of way and feel like entitled employees. For some odd reason, yes, we do that. Because we understand it's a big billion-dollar company, and once you get drafted, we entitled. It's time to be entitled. At the end of the day, man, at the end of the day, what all I'm saying, man, is a privilege to be in the NFL, man. To be a player in the NFL, it is absolutely a privilege. We may not see it that way, but it absolutely is, right? And I see so many players change from who they used to be to all of a sudden feeling like they have the power to be the disrespectful jerk they always wanted to be to their coaches, you know, once they get paid and gain that leverage, you know. And it's so unfair because these are the people who just bless our families with generational wealth, you know. That's what's so unfair about it. But that ain't me. I want y'all to know, before I got paid and God blessed me to be the highest paid cornerback at the time, I made a promise to myself. I made a promise that I would never take advantage of the situation and make sure I make everyone proud who had anything to do with me getting paid. Yes. And I stood on business. Athletes think it's cool to change at like there's all of a sudden no authority to answer to once they've landed that big contract. And like I always say, like I've been saying, and gain that leverage. I hate to see it. I hate to see it.
He got exactly what he want when he wanted to go to Miami. He wanted to get paid. So he got exactly what he wanted to end up there. So it's like
he wanted. Everything played out just weak for Tyreek Hill. 1,700 yards receiving his first 2 seasons, almost got to the 2,000 yards. And as soon as something goes bad, the ball isn't going his way, the offense of game plan isn't designed around him, he's having a hissy fit, right? But things are starting to make sense. Because like I said, first 2 seasons with the Miami Dolphins, 1,700 yards per season, everything was all good with Tyreek Hill. They were feeding him the ball left and right. He was the offense. He was the game plan. And then this past season, like we talked about, everything started going backwards. Mike McDaniels, Tua started to give or show Tyreek Hill a little pushback. And then guess what Tyreek Hill did? Felt resentment about that pushback. And that's why we heard the comments that we heard from Tyreek Hill. And it shouldn't be like that. I hope they get their stuff together. I hope Tyreek Hill wakes up. But if they're not getting Tyreek Hill the ball, Tyreek Hill is going to continue to spaz out. Ain't no way around it. He's going to continue to spaz out. Chat, what do y'all think?